Welcome to BRAINELM Labs, the boring investor channel. Our goal here is to make you better aware of personal finance and related topics. So today, we're going to talk about something that quietly drains your bank account, often without you even noticing. It's the subscription trap. And we're going to look at how these tiny automatic payments can really add up to a major financial problem. This quote it really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This whole problem isn't about one huge, shocking expense. It's about a slow, steady drain. A dozen little charges for streaming, for software, for news, things that seem pretty harmless on their own. But when you put them all together, they create this constant financial bleed. So what is the actual cost? To really fix this, we first got to understand just how big the problem is. And you might be really surprised by the massive gap between what we think we're spending and what's actually leaving our bank accounts. Okay, let's just jump right in with a question for you. Take a second and really think about it. All of it. Your streaming services, your apps, cloud storage, that gym membership, everything. What number pops into your head? Just get a rough estimate in mind. If you're like most people, your guess was probably somewhere around $86. And that sounds about right, A few services here and there, it feels totally manageable. This is what we think it costs. But here's the reality. The actual average monthly spend on subscriptions is $273. Yeah, that's more than 3 times what people think they're spending. This gap, this nearly $200 difference, that is the subscription trap in action. It's all the money that's just slipping away, completely underestimated. Now, this isn't necessarily a personal failure. This isn't just you being forgetful. It's actually the result of a massive and very intentional shift in our whole economy. To really get why this is happening, we need to talk about the move to what's called the new rental economy. Think about how we used to buy things, right? You'd buy a CD, a movie, a software license. It was usually one big purchase, and then you owned it. It was yours. But now we live in a rental economy. We pay these small, recurring fees for access to almost everything, from music and movies to the software we need for our jobs. We've basically traded ownership for convenience and big, deliberate purchases for this endless stream of tiny, almost invisible payments. Let's make this a bit more real with an example. So this is Sarah. She's a graphic designer. Maybe 10 years ago, she would have bought her creative software as a single big purchase, and she would have owned it forever. But today, well, her professional toolbox looks completely different. Now she's paying every single month for a bunch of different tools. A photo editor for $12, a video editor for $25, a design tool for $15, cloud storage for another $10. None of these amounts seem crazy on their own. But when you add it all up, Sarah's spending $62 every single month. That's over $740 a year for access to tools she will never, ever own. And this brings us to the real long-term impact, because we've seen how these little charges add up. But the true cost isn't just the money you spent. No. It's the lost opportunity. It's what that money could have become. These small leaks, they have a very, very high cost over time. This is where it becomes crystal clear. Let's just take a single $20 a month subscription. Over 10 years, that's $2,400. Just gone. Poof. But what if you invested that same $20 a month? Well, with a pretty modest 7% annual return, it could grow to nearly $3,500. That's the real damage. A difference of over $1,000 from just one small subscription. Okay, so we've seen the problem, we know what causes it, and we understand the long-term impact. The great news is there's a really clear and really simple solution. It's all about taking back control, and you do that with a methodical process, your financial audit. We call this the bleeding audit. It's a simple, deliberate process designed for one thing, to help you find and analyze every single one of those recurring charges so you can finally regain complete control over your cash flow. It lets you decide where your money goes instead of letting your subscriptions decide for you. And look, this doesn't require any fancy software or financial know-how. Step 1, just print out your bank and credit card statements from the last 3 months. Step 2, sit down with a highlighter and physically circle every charge that happens automatically. Step 3, add them all up. This is how you find your real number, not just a guess. And finally, the most important part, step 4, go down that list one by one and ask a very simple question. Do I truly need this? And if the answer is no, you cancel it right then and there. So we've covered a lot of ground, but if you remember only one thing from all of this, it should be this single actionable step you can take to put this knowledge into practice. This is our boring takeaway. Here it is. Your mission is to schedule and complete one bleeding audit sometime in the next week. Don't just think about it, put it on your calendar. Print those statements and just commit to doing it. That 1 hour could be the most profitable hour you spend all year because it puts you back in control of your money.
Thank you for joining us.